All right, so you want to go ice fishing and you've never went ice fishing before. You have no idea what kind of setups that you need or anything like that. Is something like this a ice fishing pole set absolutely 100% necessary? No, it's absolutely not 100% necessary. Whatever fishing pole you have on hand will work just fine. You just got to stand a little further away from the hole, and it's a little bit more inconvenient. But what do you need for a basic ice fishing setup to put in the water to try to catch a fish? Well, one thing I'd recommend is ice flies. Now, this is just a cheapo little Eagle Claw set that I got from Walmart. It's not legal in all 50 states because they are lead. So that could be a problem in your area. They do sell tungsten ones. And then you need something to weigh your ice fly down with. I mean, sure, something like this, this is purpose made right here in my hand. This is just a zinc dropper spoon that has no action to it. As you can see, it's straight. It's not going to have any action to it. You're not going to be casting this and catching fish. I mean, you probably could. I don't know. Or something like this little Daredevil spoon right here will also work. But for the sake of posterity, we're going to use purpose-built equipment. Now, does this necessarily need a hook on it? No, it doesn't. But since I'm sitting here right now and I'm just showing you basic things that you need that, and you need some kind of line. Now, I'm not going to show you tying any knots or anything like that. That's for you to figure out. But I'm going to show you the basic setup that I've always used, which is called an ice dropper rig to catch fish ice fishing. So jump cut. All right, hopefully this isn't too overexposed, but what I got right here is a little orange ice fly. Now, I call it an ice fly. Most people call them ice jigs and whatnot. But I selected an orange one because I got an orange dropper spoon where I would be ice fishing right now if the flakes were actually froze over. Orange is the color. Now, that is another thing, too, because in this little set, you notice that there's all sorts of different colors in here. You got your pinks, you got your greens, you got your whites, you got black even, and freaking chartreuse. It all depends on the lake that you go to on what color is actually going to work. However, I would recommend trying various different colors like greens, yellows, whatnot, and find out what the fish are taking long before I'd even go ice fishing, to be honest with you. And to be honest with you, some people will rat and freaking say what the actual colors for fishing are. Because you notice I say the color where I go is orange, but I'm not telling you where I'm going. But you need roughly around, if I can get the tape off my fingers, you need roughly around, where you at? Anywhere between 1 and 2 feet of line. I know you can't see me hold the line because it's monofilament. Well, I guess you can see the line. That's kind of nice. But that right about there is about what I want. Remember, use your teeth, not a pair of scissors. And first things first, as I said, I'm not showing you how to tie the knots. I'm just going to show you that you obviously you throw your line through, you tie your stuff together, but I'll show you what the rig looks like when I'm done. So jump. All right, now this is where the trick comes into hand. I'm being really quiet right now because I'm right up next to the microphone. But you see how I tied a little loop right there? I've never had this fail once in my life. But you take your hook, you take your loop, pull your line through your loop, if I can do it properly. It'd be probably more helpful if I didn't do anything, if I actually, paid attention to what I was doing. But you take it through, put it on 2 barbs of the hook, pull it like that, and you got to attach to your hook. I've never had the line come off doing that. That's just a way simpler way of doing it than tying it to the hook and possibly cutting yourself. But right here, if it'll show up on camera, is your basic ice dropper rig. You have your weight up here, and you have your jig down here. And so when you go down, the only thing you need to pay attention to is when you're dropping it down, is to practice with the pole, is when you drop it down, this will go to the bottom. Then you want to freaking see how many reels it takes to get this up off the bottom. And this is for like catching perch and stuff, because some trout will sit about mid-level in the water and stuff like that, and it just depends on what you're fishing for. But you take that, you put a little worm on that hook, take a little piece of worm on this, thread it through to the point where you got a little bit of action coming off the back of it, and the fish will go crazy for it. Hopefully this video was informative and not too long. This is the first time I've ever done like a fishing idea video. But anyhow, I'm Spaztastic. You're watching Spaztastic TV, and hopefully I didn't waste your time. Thank you for watching.